back of a bottle of XanGo, it says, "Thank you on behalf of the XanGo Corporation. A percentage of the profits from the sale of this bottle go to worthy charities worldwide."
Even before we opened our doors, my brother Gordon said, "We want to be a corporation that gives back, and that is a good example."
That started before we as a company produced the first penny of profit, and it disciplines you right out of the gates. This is the way that we do business, and it stuck with us, and we'll never be able to change that.
The distributors from day one, when they enter into this opportunity that we call XanGo, they automatically, by building their business, build the lives of those who can't help themselves.
The way that we chose to be different, I think, is not just because we decided to put money towards the cause, and that is a very big part of it. But we also decided as a management team, as employees, as distributors, that we were going to actively participate, roll up our sleeves and get involved. Charity work, if done right, is actual work, where there's actually a passion and perspiration sometimes involved. And if it's done right, there seems to be a bit of irritation involved with it sometimes because it throws your schedule off or it doesn't conveniently work into your black barriers. It's something that's ours. It's part of our thumbprint. I've said before that our charitable giving is kind of part of our DNA.
It's a movement of corporate members and distributors throughout the whole world, in fact, that come together to support a desire to help children's charities.
There are charities involved that deal with mentoring for intellectually challenged children. There are charities involved for sheltering abused children. There are charities involved with corrective surgeries in foreign countries. These are all a whole child approach to our cause.
The unfortunate circumstances of the tsunami that affected not only Thailand but the world, we wanted to do something.
And we decided that we were going to get behind a project that was multifaceted. First, rebuilding a community actually from the ground up, putting in infrastructure, clearing the land, 32 houses, community center, expansion of the schooling system around to handle the children that were displaced, water purification facility for the village, a boat building facility.
And this area is going to be developed into a children's playground that the children from the village are going to be able to use.
First, when XanGo started taking people over, we would send out a mailer that said, "Make sure you bring an empty suitcase to Thailand." And one of our distributors early on, she sent out her own mailer that said, "Never an empty suitcase. Let's bring stuff over for school children. There are educational needs in Thailand."
When we saw the people in Thailand, how friendly they were, how pleasant they were, how compassionate they were, it was just very, very impressive to us. And at that time, we happened to be there, that the tsunami had just taken place.
And so I said to Tim, maybe our Discovery Club for the 35 premier ships would contribute some money and we could maybe help the village. And we were so thrilled that we were able to raise enough money to build one of the houses.
XanGo is very excited to be just a simple part of the Thai people's life, helping out whenever we can.
When I work till 2 o'clock in the morning, I really know what it's all about now.
It was just neat seeing the expressions of the kids' faces.
I just wish I had more time and more to give them.
To see here another aspect of our business is a great statement about the culture that the owners of XanGo are trying to nurture.
Remember, XanGo is the gift that keeps on giving, and every bottle that's sold goes back. Every 1K, 5K, when it's your turn to come down, bring 2 suitcases. Fill up, whatever you can bring. I'll never be the same. I'll never be the same.
Under the umbrella of Operation Kids, there is a charity called Right to Play, and that is based out of Toronto, Canada. We started this children's charity focused on developing nations, particularly in Africa, to help educate children on the importance of clean living, specifically regarding HIV and AIDS. I was in Zambia, Africa. I was in one of the villages They dressed up in traditional outfits and were singing a song and doing a special dance for us to show appreciation. So I leaned over to my translator about halfway through and I said, what are they saying? Because it's really nice, but what's their message? And he said, they're really sad that their uncles and their aunts and their fathers and their mothers and their brothers and sisters and friends are all dying of HIV and AIDS. And how excited they are and how thrilled and how much hope they have through a program like Right to Play. That just sums it up right there.
One of the more dramatic charities that you can see a before and after influence of what your charitable dollars does is with corrective surgeries.
And to see a child come to us and sit, on our lap that had gotten that facial surgery was very, again, sobering, very touching to see that and to see how excited he was about life and knowing that his future is going to be completely different. It makes you feel good about what you're offering as a company.
One of the projects we buddied up also locally is with a group of medical students that go down every year to Peru. It's a project called Hope Alliance. We've had distributors attend, employees attend. They go into the up the Amazon in Peru.
And not only do they bring medical aid, but they also will help build health clinics and also bring clean water to fishing villages, which is a big solution for a lot of health problems.
You get there and you forget about yourself. That's the thing. Because once you're there, it's no longer about you. It's about the people, and it's about helping the villagers.
Seeing firsthand how XanGo goodness works just is something that will touch me for the rest of my life.
There have been amazing, wonderful, miraculous experiences on these trips where we have saved lives and where we have made a difference and where you can look at a mother and you can say, we're going to get your child to a hospital and provide the surgery that they need so that they can live.
You have to look at it and say, okay, there may be no financial benefit ever for this corporation in certain areas of the world where we do work, and yet at the same time, that doesn't mean that they are non-deserving of attention, non-deserving of dollars. As a matter of fact, in some cases, they're more deserving.
McGruff's in over 42 states, so it's a national movement. And being a part of that is such a blessing in all of our lives to help our children's safety.
McGruff was started 25 years ago by this fantastic lady named Tibby Milne, who happens to be a resident of Salt Lake City, and she wanted to make a difference in the community and establishing a program for children's safety.
Essentially, the role that the McGruff Golf Tournament takes is it takes care of a lot of the education that's going on in the school systems. It takes care of having the safe houses for the children. And essentially, we've raised $75,000 to $100,000, with XanGo being the major part of that role in helping the kids.
The Best Buddies program, started by the Kennedy Shriver family years ago, is a mentoring program for intellectually challenged kids. The most memorable part for most employees is when we do Best Buddies Day, where many of our employees are actually buddied up, hence the name, with intellectually challenged young adult in the community. They go and actually spend a morning at XanGo. When you get doing something different than your daily routine, that's where these projects become personal to you, because you've actively been involved, you've rolled up your sleeves and you've participated. You say, wow, look at this, man, I sell a juice here in Minnesota and I make a difference halfway around the world in Manila because I've done business here.
And when we have a movement such as XanGo with goodness, that's what it means. It means movement, it means action.
Something very rewarding and infectious about that.
We encourage everyone to make a difference, give back. Change the life of a child and you'll give hope to millions throughout the world.
And that's what XanGo Goodness is all about. This is what they're doing worldwide. This is what we need to be doing as distributors worldwide. People are coming up to me at meetings all the time and saying, this is what I do within my community. I'm
very excited about XanGo's charitable pledge, and here's something that I personally do within my own community.
I just don't think there's any options in life. I just think this is something that we should all be doing.
Tonight, a child is going to go to bed in a bed that they can sleep in when normally they wouldn't have one. And tomorrow they'll wake up with clothing that they can put on, they'll have a meal, and they'll be able to go to school, or they'll be able to go to the dentist, or they'll be able to pursue an education, or they'll be able to come back to a family because of the XanGo distributors that each and every day work to build their business, and in the process of building their business, they change lives, and they change lives of people that they don't even know. What an incredible impact our distributors have on the lives of children throughout the world. And so our hat goes off to them.